What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. Hope you're doing well. We're going to go over our friend Bitcoin. Currently sitting at 19,718, down 2% on the day. Sitting a market cap at 375 billion. 24-hour volume, 29.78 billion. Let's hop into the chart. It's going to start here on the 1 hour time frame. So we've started to see some pullback. I talked about yesterday. If we are going to come down, we have confluence of support right around that 19.5, which lines up with this down sloping trend line. Your POC is down here at about 19.1. You can see quite a lot of volume, right around 19.3 to about 19.1. So potentially we could come down to that level here. We do have quite a bit of support and resistance in this area, as well as this down sloping trend line. And we need to hold this trend line if you are going to see a push back to the upside. We do have the weekend coming up, so you can expect lower trading volume here. But if we do fall back down into this pattern, higher likelihood you're going to come back down to this point of control, quite likely come back down to 18.6K. Now, we've also been watching this falling wedge pattern here with a potential ending diagonal into a 5. You can see it better on this chart here. We are starting to roll over, so that may be the completion of the 4, and then you're going to come down in an ABC into a 5. Now, if that does happen here and we break back down into this falling wedge, as you can see here, we had multiple levels of resistance leading all the way back to up here at about 45K, 47K. And we broke above it, and right now we're retesting it once again as support. So if we hold this level, then that's when you can see that potential breakout and begin to rally to the upside. But if we do break down into this falling wedge, then there is potential for you to come all the way back down to the support of the wedge at about 16.8K. I do think there's a rally right around the corner. Even if we do come down here, you know, we come down to 18.5. Even if we were to come all the way down and create a lower low at about 16.8K, I do think there's high potential for a rally. You'll still see that bullish divergence most likely on the daily and the weekly chart. Money has been flowing in strongly. We have a bullish divergence on the weekly as well. So I do think towards the end of the month going into November, there is a strong chance to see a rally. Anything can happen here. A lot of Bitcoin has been moving off exchanges. The job numbers just got released today. Let me pop it open on my Discord here. I posted it in my signals page here. So stock slipped on Friday morning as the fresh data about the health and labor market in the United States, a crucial factor in investors' assessment of the effect that rapid interest rate increases are having on the economy. So there was a slight slowdown in hiring, but we did have the unemployment rate drop from 3.7 to 3.5, which is a good sign. So the 2-year Treasury yield, which is sensitive to interest rate increases from the Fed, nudged higher and the dollar strengthened, suggesting investors are wary of pricing in an eventual reduction in interest rate. So it says here, after a short-lived rally earlier in the week, the S&P 500 is on course for a gain of more than 4% for the week, which would be the biggest one-week high since the end of June. And the last end of June was when we saw our rally here. If we scroll back, let me use this chart here. So here's the end of June, going into June 22nd, and then we began our rally. So I do think there's a high potential for a rally coming up. We have the elections around the corner, and usually the Fed, they like to release good news around election time to sway votes. So just keep that in mind for BTC. But as of right now, all I'm watching to see, this is our really bearish pattern that we're coming down in a wave 5 to 11 to 13K. We won't see a rally, and we've come down in a wave 1 in white. This is a wave 2 pullback, and we're coming down in a 3. So you've come down in a wave 1, which is here in blue. This is a wave 2, and you're going to come down in a wave 3. But you would expect that to be quite impulsive. Wave 3 is the most impulsive wave. So you would expect it to drop rather swiftly here. But if we were to come down and it's just kind of a slow bleed and it's choppy, that's when you could put in that ending diagonal. But as of right now, we're just retesting that level of support. So if it does hold here and we see a bounce, then potentially we can see a rally, even if we do come down to about 19.1 and then see a bounce, but we would be falling back into this pattern. Ideally for the bulls, you want to hold 19.5 and then see a bounce. But you can see all this huge amount of volume was in between 19.1 and about 19.3K for BTC. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Big shout out to the Discord. Over 2,000 members posting chart patterns, talking all things crypto. You can gain free access if you sign up to Bybit and you email me your sign up email, my favorite exchange for trading, $4,500 in bonuses. You can check out my full length tutorial. You'll get free access to the Discord. And at the 10 USD membership, which you can sign up through the Patreon, you can get my exact entries, exits, and take profits, as well as early access to my analysis. That's it for this one. See you in the next video. Much love. Take care.